This AskReddit user asks, what was the best thing someone ever told you? I'm not pregnant. I'm double pregnant. Yay. You passed your exam. It was my national certification for pharmacy technician. The lady asked if I wanted to know my score. I said no thanks. I just cared about the pass or fail result. Forget the score. I was bullied as a kid. And grew up fighting competitively as a result. So I have a ton of fight stories. And telling them usually gets me animated. I asked a guy why people seem to think I was going to hurt them all the time just because I get in a ring on the weekends. He told me most people are afraid of fighting. And my stories trigger their fight or flight and they end up scared as a result because they don't want to rudely walk away from an animated fighter telling a story. I dialed back how many stories I was telling and how often. And kept them for private conversations. I made more friends as a result. Sadly, that same kid got into a disagreement in a bar that ended with him getting ambushed and stabbed to death in front of his wife and sister by a coward with hurt feelings. The coward got 4 years because my friend was in a group of non-combatant women. I only wish I was there telling my stories to him that night. It's sweet of you to carry his memory with you. Sure. I'd love to. What's the context behind it? BB. Don't think about the next job. Think about what job you want in 10 years' time and work your way back to figure out where you need to go next. I couldn't put the book down. A review of my first published novel. You published a book. Go you. Can you tell us the name so we can read it too? What is the name of the book? I'm looking for a good book to read during quarantine and would love to check it out. Thank you for your support. I want a divorce. You look a lot cleaner now. Quote, I used to drink a lot. After moving away from a toxic environment. Losing 30 pounds. And stopping my excess drinking. Someone I knew came to town and said this to me. It's the best compliment I've gotten in life so far. Edit. Thanks for the support. Everyone. Also. Thank you for the gold. As much as I appreciate it, I would like to encourage donations to a charity as they could use it much better. Congratulations on being sober. Well, dude, this makes me happy and proud of you. Thanks for sharing this. Congratulations. HL yeah. I think you're really cute. My crush. When I asked her out. 1.5 months before she FD someone else. It was cool while it lasted. That our bodies are just bags of bones holding our hearts and souls. It was definitely something that brought me a lot of comfort in my own skin. And showed me that they can see where my true beauty laid within me. Me. Holy st. I overslept. I'm way late for work. My wife. It's Saturday. Hey. Kid. Your zipper is down, my first grade teacher. NGL. This made me check. You also forgot to lock your door. Gah. I love you, baby. Forever. It sounds cheesy. But when you actually realize that that person is being sincere, it blows you away. I like your bangs. I tear up just thinking about it. I don't understand. She was working so hard. My little brother when I was in high school. I failed an exam and my parents did bad comment about me. Ah. That very sweet. You should tell him that this was so meaningful to you. It will likely make him feel good and he'll want to be nice even more. Sure. Someday if it appear in some conversation. It was 7 to 8 years ago. You're going to be a dad. Via my wife. A friend once told me that I made her brave. Knowing that I helped empower someone. Especially someone I respect the way I respect her. Was pretty rad. The trauma that you have gone through has hurt. It hurt for a long time. And it will for years to come. But you have grown. You've grown so much since the start. And you will continue to. You have grown so much as a person that you are able to handle things with ease while others like me would crumble. You handled your mom being diagnosed with cancer. You have handled your brother committing suicide. I can name so much more. But you get the picture. The trauma was horrifying. But it's made you so much stronger. Embrace the lows of your life. For they've made you who you are today. My boyfriend after the 1-year anniversary of being raped. That is so sweet. Someone once told me that I'm worth living for. I haven't cried since. That's so beautiful. Hope you're having a great life, stranger. Thanks. I hope you are too. Why I love Reddit. When I was little, my mom told me to always speak up if I had a question. You are the smartest kid in there. She told me one day. You know, if you have a question, all those other kids have the same question. I wasn't really the smartest kid, but I never held back questions after that. I always thought, well, DN. If I don't understand this, probably some other people don't either. The world is gonna roll me. Well, it's not like you're the sharpest tool on the shed. Used to have very bad stress migraines. We went to the doctor to get my blood drawn. And everything was okay. No weird blood problems or organ problems. In fact, OT turned out very good. I think I may be developing the same issues from my anxiety. I'm very glad to hear that. Honestly, they didn't say anything and it was so small. Basically, I had my driver's side and front passenger windows open. The wind is nice. Plus warm weather. I had music on. And it was probably loud enough to be heard by other people because my windows were down. It wasn't that loud. But I was at a red light and for some reason my car was loud at accelerating. My car is a bit loud as it's older. SUV. The guy beside me with an almost race car and was slightly ahead had thumb out the window and was smiling at me. I think it was the passenger. Obviously, as they were on my left. For some reason that made me super happy and in a good mood. Some random 20-ish old guy just liked how I drive? Or something. We're pregnant. A degree is a degree. Whether you finish early or take an extra year. It doesn't matter if you go right to college after high school or go later in life. A degree is a degree. It's so true. I didn't go to uni until I was 30. I now have multiple related degrees. My employers have admitted that they do look at graduation dates as a marker for how old a prospective employee may be. They're a little shocked that I'm now 5 years out of uni. At the age of 40. However, instead of it being viewed as a negative, they now perceive my age as a strength, as someone who has the mental fortitude and strength to be a positive influence in the workforce and likely to have more acceptance and understanding when it comes to coworkers. Man, I'm FG 26 and failed the full 3-year course. Only passing 2 and getting a diploma. I'm depressed as FK, thinking I've left it too late to go back without facing embarrassment. 24 here. Dropped out of a 1-year program thinking that it was 2 with only 1 month left to completion. I gave up because it didn't feel quite right for me, but of course I paid my $5,000, which isn't a lot, but it's not petty cash. 1 month is all I had left. And now I wish I had finished it because my passion requires that I get past it. I'm here 3-4 years later still thinking about that poor decision. Finance related. Those who understand interest earn it, while those who don't pay it. Quote. True. But sometimes you start paying it before you understand it. Colon. You don't suck. You sometimes rock less. My ex. About my depression. Boy, if you don't stop FG up, you ain't gonna amount to ST. Quote. From my grandfather to a 15Y, oh me. Good advice. That's actually kind of sad. It's in between the lines. You are the only good-looking guy I know. It was about 6 months ago. Yeah, you hear the weirdest things in minimum security prison. Did you lose weight? You made my day. Today, I had emailed a teacher that people don't really like, thanking her about something she put together. And it made her really happy. She told me about how it made her day and her weekend. And it made me happy to be able to bring a little bit of joy into someone's life. That's lovely. I hope you continue to express gratitude to people. It's a rare habit for people to get into. Thanks. I try my best to make others feel good even when I'm not feeling good myself. I have never felt more free from my shackles until my mother told me she wants me to be happy and make my own choices. This includes encouraging me to marry who I want, regardless of race, ethnicity. I'm a first-generation American woman from the Middle East. No one in my family has ever married outside the culture. Our relationship has never been better. I'm proud of you. Quote, my parents got divorced when I was 5 and my little sister was 3. My mom wasn't as financially stable as my dad, but her job gave her enough time to make meals and have fun with me and my sister. Sadly for us, my dad didn't give himself enough time with us between driving for hours to get from school, work, and home. It wasn't until my dad married my stepmom that he began to have time with us. But even then it seemed like all he ever did was correct and scorn me. I didn't get much admiration from him. When I was in my early teens I got fed up with it and told him that even with all the wealth and comfort he brought our family he didn't ever take the time to be my dad. This cut him deep. He asked me what he should do and say. Tell me you're proud of me. Dad. Show me how to make you proud. And he has. I'm now 19. And every time I say goodbye or achieve something big or anything, before he even tells me he loves me he says, I'm proud of you. Quote, tears. Every time. Edit. Sorry this is so long. They don't deserve me. No joke, I nearly started to cry. I'm looking at you. You, really no one. Come on. It's true. And crying is a no-no when I'm here. That I command respect. You are enough. My dad once told me, hey slugger. Nice DK. What the FNHL? Your stepmom would love that. My ex called me when he was at his mother's grave and said he was going to end it. I went there and picked him up and drove him to the hospital as he had swallowed a whole bottle of pills and was very drunk. I stayed with him for 2 weeks until he went home. We went back to normal and didn't talk with each other for years, but then I got a phone call this Mother's Day from him asking if I wanted to come to his mother's grave. Turns out he's married and got 2 kids. His oldest kid came up to me and said, thanks for saving Dad's life, and I'll never forget that. A girl wrote a poem about my eyes and it will never happen again. Does it start by Dear DICKBALLS_1? Quote question mark. Not with that attitude. It's nice seeing you living life now. This comes after weeks, if not months, post-breakup. Once my best friend and I were laughing about something. Then he sighed and said, it's good to have you back, man. Apparently a breakup had done more to me than I realized. Took a few months to snap out of it. Sparkles, it's not self-hate if I add sparkles sparkles. Oh wait. I told me that. When I received a call notifying me that I'd been hired for a job I had my heart set on but wondered if I'd be fully considered. Given the extensive number of applicants. Had the same thing. I was contacted by a recruiter and applied for this grad scheme, which was a complete change from my area of study. Made it to the final round of interviews somehow out of thousands of applicants and thought I had bombed it. Resigned myself to working longer in my minimum wage job, and out of the blue they contacted me and let me know I got the job. Such a great feeling. You have really pretty teeth. My whole life I had disliked my smile and teeth, and that compliment sent my confidence soaring. I love my teeth and smile now. You're the world's best lover. Quote. Nah. But I appreciate it anyway. I love you. Quote. It feels so good to hear that, and you know they're not lying and they really mean it. Those words have so much power to help a person feel better. You can literally save a life if you said, I love you, and I care about you, to someone. The I in there adds a lot too. My wife and I typically just say, love you, in casual everyday situations. Heading off to work, etc. But when one of us is upset or stressed and the other throws the I at the beginning for some reason, it feels even stronger. And I think it's better we reserve it for those situations. If it was added every time, we'd get used to it. Yes. I remember the first time I fell in love the summer I turned 18. I wanted her to feel the same. I wished every day she would fall in love with me. One day it was just pouring down rain and we were in the lake anyway. Swimming and laughing. We swam under the dock and we kissed and God dn it. When she said she loved me under there, I will never forget that feeling for the rest of my life. I still think about it sometimes. That rainy summer day that feels like a lifetime ago. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos.